This is going to be a 1080 Master Nightfall solo and a Hunter getting the Platinum rank without the use of any pinnacle weapons. So as you saw from my loadout, we're on Gunslinger bottom tree, pairing that with Celestial Nighthawk, so it turns our golden gun into one high burst shot. As for weapons, we've got Long Shadow on, Kinetic Sniper from the Vanguard. We have the Uriel's Gift on, auto rifle that I used in my previous video, same setup there, but of course we're in a different class, and we have the exotic shotgun on tractor cannon, which debuffs enemies, it can suppress them, which is really good on knights, and we're pairing that with our Celestial Nighthawk for the boss, which I'll talk about when we get to that stage. Other mods that I add on for my armor, you need highish recovery, okay? I don't say that you need it, but it helps out in this boss fight since you've got to do a bit of rotation and there's not much cover at the boss room, so having high recuv helps out. Hive mods that we had on were Hive Barrier, Hive Repurposing and Hive Armaments. Hive Barrier for that survivability. You'll see defensive position procs on the left hand side of my screen. Armaments is for getting heavy on grenade kills. And Hive Repurposing, every time we break a elemental shield or anti-barrier shield, we get our grenade back. So we'll be grenading a lot of champions. With the first room that we're in right now, we have two champions to deal with. We have Inferno Whip on my armor, so we're going to bait the ogre. We'll do a stop behind a rock, and then just spam tractor cannon. I think I've done 5 shots and then a finisher, but I think the tractor cannon finished the boss off. Since what's going on with tractor is that it does like a double damage sort of thing that what Fallen Guillotine used to do, but tractor cannon does it. I don't know if Bungie's aware of it, but it's doing more damage than intended. But even if that wasn't the case, you'd still be able to do this run with tractor, whether it's working or not, as it should. Also, every time we get a finisher kill, like I've said, but I'll keep repeating myself, every time we get a finisher kill for the race, so if it's Hive, got Hive Repurposing on, we get our grenade back. So we're doing a lot of finishers, that's the reason why. So with this next part, we're going to get 2 or 3 acolytes in front of us, then we'll start sniping the snipers at the back of the map. Then you want to focus on the orange bars and the snipers that hide behind the rock. You can use your sniper for this if you've got the same setup on as me. I recommend doing it like this. It's a really good setup. Then we're going to try and get a shield break at some point when we can, to then get our golden gun to one-shot the knight. Just so we can start building towards our next server. Not only that, we get 30-40%, well about 30-ish% back on a kill, so that's also nice. And we'll just clean up the cursed floor, which they spawn in once. The trigger for them is when you're so far up the hill. Okay. Yeah, so I was playing a little bit more aggressive than I should have been, but there was an orb there. So I also have recuperation on my cape and enhanced bomber. Every time I do a dodge, you get grenade energy. On my Uriel's Gift, I have disruption break, so every time we break an arc shield or anti-barrier, okay, we're going to get increased kinetic damage. This buffs my sniper by a lot. It's a really good combo. Okay, so that's that first section dealt with. Then we're going to have a small corridor. If you're full on ammo, just skip them. You don't need to clear these ads, and none of the ads are ranged, so they can't shoot you in the back. It's just a knight that's a melee knight, and then a bunch of Thrall and Cursed. You can skip pretty much every time, as long as you don't get stuck on a Cursed. Because if a Cursed explodes and there's a lot of ads around you, you probably wipe from that. So with this section here, we're going to have 2 arc shielding knights, a orange bar acolyte behind, and then a couple more acolytes. We're going to use Hive Repurposing to our advantage. Each time we get a shield break, we can nade. Also the disruption break from Uriel's. If you clear one of the knights, the second knight will want to back up to where the acolytes are. Try and get that acolyte before that. Not essential, but it just means that you're not going to have to deal with a boomer knight while all these solar nades are flying at you. We're going to have another set of anti-barriers. They come in pairs at the boss. They're in a 4. There is one instance actually where there's just one. But generally they're in pairs. This rock here is really good cover. We're going to do a super here. One Nighthawk shot will nearly kill a knight. We can just finish him off with our primary before the shield break. Also, you'll see a perk called Practice Makes Perfect. Proc a lot. Every precision hit, not precision kill, but every precision hit we get super energy. A lot. So it's a real good build. Okay? Golden Gun's not meta per se, but for this run, it's really good, and it's really good at the boss fight in particular. It's all right for everything else. Like this, Arc Strider would probably do better than Gunslinger right now, right? Because we've got a lot of arc shields and stuff. I could go and pop a Raiden super and just clear all them 4 knights easily. But the hardest part of this whole Nightfall is the boss. Okay? Leading up to the boss, you can take everything from range. Nothing pushes you. You can take, apart from the unstartables, like so. But generally, you're okay. Same with this unstartable. I'm going to do a stop behind cover with our thrown knife, then just spam with tractor. But it's only the boss fight where you're challenged, okay? And it's not until the phase before the finish, where you have the Thrall pushing you, where the boss is immune and roaming. That's the most dangerous phase. On this subclass, you don't have to deal with that phase at all. So this hill here is giving us sufficient cover from the Arc Shielded Knights that we were attacking earlier. They back up where the acolytes are. Also, there's another 2 additional anti-barriers. We're not going to focus them at all. We're just going to try and nade each time we get that break, and then use Long Shadow to take out the knights. Okay, once we're done with that, we don't want to push up so far because we're not planning to deal with the Thrall. I have enough ammo on the floor. I don't need to farm super off them either. So I'm going to stand about here. Don't go any further than where I am. Okay. If you do that, you're going to have Thrall spawn on you while you're dealing with these anti-barriers. If you want the Thrall to spawn in, that's fine. If you're going to do that, deal with the Thrall first, then the knights. But also, I would recommend saving a super. It kind of screws up for me coming up in this next room. But it's better to save a super for the next room rather than use a golden gun right there. However, I could have used a golden gun, then farmed up super off the Thrall, and then add another super for the next room. Could have done it like that as well. Either or, whatever suits. Like I said, we're going to move on to the next room. We've saved a super to Goldie the anti-barrier in this room because it's just a little annoying. There's a bunch of acolytes that are near the champion, and they just keep firing nades at you. But fortunately, the acolyte ate my nade, so that was on me, I guess. Should have sort of changed my positioning. But generally, of course, what the intention was: get the shot on the knight, and then finish him off quickly, so then we can deal with all the acolytes. But this is what the room's like when you're not doing that. And as you can see, the knight will want to go into cover like so. Yeah? That's why it's just nice just to being able to Nighthawk this champ down. As you can see, my super energy already, even though we just used our golden gun, we've just about got it back. So it's a real good subclass. They just need to maybe, I don't know what they need to do. They maybe need to buff it a little bit, its damage, but not by much. I'm not sure by how much, but you need to give people a reason to run Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun, which is a glass cannon super, right? That's what it's meant to be. That's what you're meant to be on a hunter, right? There's no way that a bottom tree tether should be doing more damage than a Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun shot. There's just no way. The tethers should be for ag control, not for boss damage. Like, yeah, you put debuff from the boss for your teammates. I get that. But I'm talking solo versus solo. So if I was on a bottom tree Night Stalker, I could do more damage with that tether than the Nighthawk shot. Which is silly, really. Like, if, for example, if I take this class into Prophecy, it doesn't perform at all. If I take a Night Stalker in, not talking about its invis, but its actual super, okay, it does way more damage. And that shouldn't be the case in my eyes. It should have a role. Tether is debuff boss, ad control, closing off areas. Celestial Nighthawk is a high damage burst super, and it should be the highest, or one of the highest in the game. And it is, but it just doesn't feel like as good as it should at times. It's good in this though, I'll say that. So with this section, we were just taking things from a distance. We took down the Shrieker on the left first. There'll be a Shrieker on the right side, which we're going to take before any of the knights. Important that you do that. So before you engage with the knights, as in, you know, kill one and throw a relic, don't do that at all. You want both Shriekers down. You want most of the room clear for Acolytes, which the room, there'll be a couple of Acolytes at the back. They hang around the second night. And however reason, I don't know how that happened, but I guess I missed my shot, which is kind of... That'll be the last shot that I miss of this. That's the only thing with this run. I missed 2 golden gun shots that I should have hit, really. Other than that, it wasn't such a bad run. So, we have cleared out one of the knights. We're not going to throw any relics. It's just that if you saw the video previous to this, it's the same strat as that. Take out all acolytes. When you clear both knights, more knights spawn in. The important part of it is though, if we take down 4 knights and then we throw 4 relics, it would screw it up because the second Shrieker is a trigger. Okay? You need to make sure you take down the second Shrieker, like both Shriekers, before you do any relic throws. Okay? Make sure you do it like this. I remember I've done it in the past and it screwed up the boss and he stayed with the shield on. Okay? Even though all 4 relics are down, there'll be a Shrieker up. You'll take the Shrieker and the Ogre is immune. Constant. You need to restart the run at that point. I remember that happened to me last time. Like, it'll have been 6 weeks ago when it happened. So, make sure you take down the second Shrieker. It's so important. Now we're getting our relics. We're going to put them into a location round about here, which is a good place to put them. Any acolytes you see as well, take out the ones that are in the middle, because they just keep firing solar nades at you. You don't want that while you're taking knights. Make sure you can get any of the acolytes that are in mid. We sniped a couple of them as we entered this room earlier. Okay? This rock here is ample cover, so you don't get cover from the knight of course, but you get cover from the ogre. The ogre is the main thing with this. You cannot let the ogre see you for any amount of time really. Okay? If it's a second or 2, you're gonna die. You'll wipe off that. So make sure you know the area, like the surroundings of this map and where the ogre can and cannot see you. That's the biggest thing. Once you know that, this room isn't so hard anymore. We're trying to bait out the knight to do his shield like so. When he does that, he's free to be sniped. So it's actually a good thing when they put the shield up. You can also shoot through that wall with anti-barrier rounds. Okay, we have the 4 relics, so we're not clearing any more knights, and we're going to throw all 4 relics. As you can see, it's safe-ish to do that. I got hit a little bit, but other than that, you're going to get it every time, as long as you're safe in what you're doing. Then we'll use a golden gun Once the shield is down on the ogre, all adds will despawn, and you can pick up any ammo drops. On this loadout, I would recommend having a little bit of special at least, because you've got 4 champions to take out, and trying to take them out with. Try and take your first anti-barrier out with just a auto rifle and a nade, because you can't go up there with tractor, you'll die. You can't confront 4 champions and try and tractor one down, so you can't do it like that. So you need to make sure you got some special. So make sure you're saving it. You can use. I could have used the tractor cannon to blind these knights in that previous room way more than what I did. Like the Wendigo effect, but even better because you get that damage. You get that debuff. Like what Oppressive Darkness does, basically. Obviously, it works stronger with. I think it still works stronger with Void, right? Or is it just a flat buff? A flat debuff? Can't remember now. But we got our first anti-barrier down. Once you take the first one down, which is essential, you try and snipe them down as quickly as you can. Try and get that first anti-barrier within 1 shield. You don't want to be messing about because the knights, 3 of them attacking you is dangerous. You want to be sort of in and out, getting your knights. When you get down to 2 anti-barriers, it's easy. At that point, you're in control. Generally they won't push you, but this knight on the right did. Like, he pushed me so far that he could actually hit me on the hill. That happens. Keep an eye on what they're doing. And disengage if you need to. If you're starting to do a shield break and you need to disengage or you will die, then disengage. Okay? Because of Hive Repurposing, you've always got some sort of damage to do. Plus we've got Uriel's Gift on, we've got Charge of Light, so even our auto's doing 20% more. So if so be it, we could take down these anti-barriers with just an auto and nades. If you didn't have a super, or you didn't say you didn't have super energy as well, then you could also farm super for these champs. Okay, you can start a tractor at that point. When you're down to 1 champion, you can start using your tractor. It's fine to do that. It's really good for ammo wise, since we're only going to need to use a couple of shots on the boss. It's actually really good at clearing adds as well. Especially things like Thrall. Okay, when you get to the first phase of DPS, this is going to be 3 phases. We're going to kill the boss before the strike intends it. You're not meant to kill the boss this soon. But we're going to show you how to do that. So, you need to crouch behind this cover. If you don't do that before the boss spawns in, the boss will then spawn in adds. So you've got to make sure you do that. The portal will try to push you back though. So just be careful of that. You don't need to sort of move about so much. The boss will just hit the cliff in front of you. Try and get the boss to the first bar to a half, or just above half. Yeah, I had no more primary, so I had no choice really. At that point, we'll do a tractor cannon shot. We'll wait for the shot. It's important you get it. If you don't get it, the full run will be screwed, and you'll have to do the 3rd phase of the fight, which I imagine will be difficult-ish on this class. Not out of the question. You still be able to pull it. You'll just need to rotate left and right a lot. But this video is designed that you never see that phase. The tractor cannon debuff lasts a while as well, so you don't have to rush your golden gun shot. Okay, get the shot on him. Try not to get stomped by the boss as well. The boss can stomp you on that first phase, anyways. On the next couple of phases, not so much. Because if you get stomped while trying to do your golden gun shot, it's going to be harder to get your crit. Okay, we got our knights to spawn in. We used the nade first, got the shield break, then used tractor just to take out this knight, so that this part of them, it's all about map control with this. So we've now cleared up the right side of this map. Okay, it's all the adds are on the other side. We're also going to use that night to farm up nades and ammo and stuff. Like so. The boss does not attack you at all on the first phase. So in total, basically, to take this boss down, it's going to be half HP primary or sniper. Then you do your tractor golden gun. Then on the second phase, another tractor golden gun, and then on the final phase, so it's 3 golden guns in total. Okay, so that's our second night taken down. There's a sniper up though. I was aware of that. Important as well, of course, before you break that crystal, you have a super. If you don't, you need to wait that out and farm up your super off the knights. So what will happen is the game will spawn in extra actually knights, since it was a mechanic introduced to stop the Nightfall being in a position where if you didn't have a relic and the relic was destroyed and there was no knight, you wouldn't get a knight. So the game now spawns in knights all the time, so you can farm up super off them if needed. You want to take down the left crystal, not the right one. So leave the one up that I've got up. It just makes it easier for rotation a bit. So we're getting into position so that we can throw a crystal, do a tractor cannon before the shield, then do a couple more tractor cannon shots, and then dodge back. Dodge back out of the snipers. One of the snipers was killed, I believe. No, I wasn't. So just be careful of that. But that's why we dodge back down that hill, so the snipers can't really get us. Then on the next phase we'll have 2 solar wizards. This is the final phase for us. Generally it wouldn't be the final phase, but for us it's the final phase. So if you've got plenty of tractor, use it on the throw, it's not a problem. As you can see, one shot can take out a whole bunch of them. If a knight's pushing you, your one shot, use tractor as your safety, just like what you would, just like what people would with Wendigo. People seem to worry because that weapon's getting sunset. What we're going to use for blinding nades? There's plenty of things. There's plenty of weapons that can blind adds, yeah? And this is one of them. Like suppress them. In this case. Of course, it helps having a masterworked auto, since you're going to get a lot of orb generation. So if you are going to use the Uriels and you've got a good one, masterwork, it's just so it makes the run like a little quicker for getting super back. We'll take down the second wizard. That'll trigger in the knights. We blinded the knight on this side straight away because we're here to do that. Like I said, this is the final phase. You literally only need 1 tractor cannon shot. The boss is below a third. All that's required now is 1 tractor cannon shot on the boss, and then a celestial Nighthawk shot. So we can literally use all our ammo now. But we're not gonna go over there. We're just gonna snipe this knight down. Go. Once we're done with that, we'll take, like before, we'll take out the left crystal, leave the right side one up, and we'll grab our last orb. One mechanic I haven't mentioned is that you need to throw and cancel the orb, then equip tractor cannon, then pick up the relic, so that when you throw the relic like so, you have tractor cannon equipped. If you don't do that, it'll have your kinetic weapon equipped and you'll timing, right? You need to have tractor cannon equipped, like out and ready. We do a tractor cannon shot, bone gun, and that's it. Yeah, so just make sure you do that with the relic, so that you've got tractor cannon there equipped after you throw the ball. That was the 1080 Master Nightfall solo on a Hunter. Platinum rank without any pinnacle weapons. Hope you enjoyed, thank you.